Welcome to Two Guys, Three Crowns, the podcast that talks about what it's really like to live in Stockholm, Sweden. I'm Sean, and with my fellow American Rodney, we break down the good, the bad, and the just plain weird. It's quite the journey, so join us for the ride.
Dun 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 dun
Dun, 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 dun.
dum 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 dum
Da-na, da-na-na.
Great minds think alike, or
Yes, I knew it was going to be that. I'm like,
Okay.
if he doesn't come with that song, come on now.
yeah. I mean,
You got
it was-
Bond fever, baby. Bond. James Bond fever. Shaken, not stirred.
Hey, what a strange feeling to be like at a movie theater.
I'm so envious. You have no idea.
Yeah, it was. It felt fantastic. We went to a food court and ate before.
Now, let's catch the audience up because they're not
Okay.
in our text chain back
Okay.
and forth.
Okay.
You just went to a real movie theater
In person.
and you saw, obviously, the new James Bond movie.
Yes.
No Time to Die, is it?
No Time to Die. Yes.
The
yes,
last
indeed.
Daniel Craig film.
Yes, indeed. After all the delays. after
I know.
all
I
of
feel
the-
like this movie's been coming out for 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah. We just looked. I don't know why. We just looked at the Top Gun thing, and we were like, "Oh, May." I was like, "Wait, May? Like May release it or May not?" I don't know what that.
So, which movie theater? Give me the juicy details. What were the snacks? Give it to me.
Okay. So we've been talking about. We knew that we were going to go to the movies. We've been talking about like
Yes.
having a family movie outing. And what Lena found out is that part of it's called hyresrättsförening. It's like the rental or what would you call it? Like property management or the renters organization.
Like a condo association?
Yeah, something like that. And you can order tickets through them for like half price.
Okay.
And it's one of those deals that you kind of know about, but you've forgotten a little bit, but you know it's there.
Right,
like
right.
the discount
Yeah, yeah.
stuff, and
Yeah. Like anytime someone has like corporate company benefits, you're just like, yeah, whatever.
yeah,
you know.
whatever. It's
I never
there.
use those things.
Yeah. So, and this was one of those benefits that we knew, and then Lena was reminded. So as soon as we knew we were going to go to the movies, Lena went in and bought the 4 tickets.
Nice.
And then we went in early enough. I mean, this is how far out we were in our planning. So we did this like, I don't know, Monday, like beginning of the week.
Yeah, okay. That's not that bad.
No. So, but we went in, bought the
Pick
tickets,
the seats, I assume, because that's what you do nowadays.
and we were like the only ones in the theater.
Oh, yeah.
Well, on Monday when we chose the seats, there was like there was a couple more people that joined the fun later in the week and during the performance. But we were out early enough, so we picked like dead center of the movie theater, like both
Nice.
horizontally and vertically. We were like dead center.
Nice. I like it.
And of course, the only thing you need to make sure is that you go to the bathroom before, because you're locked in there.
Yeah. I mean, nowadays, like a big blockbuster, it's like 3 hours. There's no, like, forget the 2.5 kind of thing.
And I didn't know that. Veronica was like, this is like 2 hours and 43 minutes long.
Yeah.
I was like, of course I did. Of course I knew that. As I ran to the...
Now, which movie theater was it? Because Nina's doesn't have a movie theater, does it?
Yes, we do.
Really?
Yes, we do. We have, in Nynäshamn has a little theater called Biovågen, which is movie wave. Get it? Wave, water, like waterfront. We're down by the water.
Like wave goodbye as you leave Nynäshamn.
Exactly. Pretty well, yeah. It could be. I guess you could look at it that way too. But we were up in Kungens Kurva, up by IKEA.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the big theater. I don't know how many screens they have. Like,
Okay, so it's like a Regal Cinema kind
it's
of
like,
like
it's a
16 screen.
exactly. It's
Got it.
big. It's a big one. But yeah, we got the tickets. We were excited. Veronica was like really excited. She was the one that was pushing for, really going to see it. And we, of course, we all wanted to see it, but we decided to meet there an hour before the movie because there's also a food court. There's a big movie theater and there's a food court. So
Right.
So Adrian met us there, and we went ahead. Well, let me start by saying, after having been in the States with all of the masks and precautions and social distancing and stuff,
Yes.
I almost got a little.
Welcome to the wilderness, my friend.
I got a little. I got a little freaked out because going to the food court, it was jam packed full of people, and there were people at all the tables and all the chairs, and
Yeah, you would think business models like a food court or like a old country buffet where it's just like a plexiglass sneeze guard, those things you would think they got a ways to go before they can come back and make some money, right? But
Right.
people are like, yeah, we're going.
oh, it's like someone flipped a switch. They were like, it was whatever yesterday, today is fine.
Yeah.
It's like as of, what was it, the 29th?
Yeah, the 29th of September. Then
In-
all
in-
the rules are out the window, and everyone's
Sw-
just like, you know what I could use, man? Some Panda Express right next to a Burger King. That's what I could use.
Yeah.
I want all the smells commingling with
Yeah,
each other.
everything. But yeah, so that was kind of a strange. But I've been feeling that a couple times since I've been back. But that was like right in your face. That is
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you were in it to win it. And so we split up. Everybody ran in their little directions. I think Adrian and I went and got Thai food. I always get noodles, some kind of noodle dish when we're
Safe,
at the food
safe for a
court.
food
Yeah, so
court.
safe. And then I think Lena and Veronica ended up doing some kind of taco nacho plate.
Okay.
stuff, Yeah.
Now, I haven't been to a food court in so long. There had to be like a Sbarro pizza, right? That no one ever goes to, but it just like permeates a weird pizza smell.
Yeah, there's a Pizza Hut there, which is kind of weird, because Pizza Hut typically takes a while, right? Because they're
Well,
making
yeah, to
everything
cook a
in
pizza.
It's like a thick.
But it's like one of those European food court Pizza Huts where they've like pre-made all the pizzas ahead of time, and they're like the small ones in their own box already, and you're just like,
Yeah, well, this
I don't know about that, man.
Well, I couldn't. We needed quick food, so we were like in, and we were slightly delayed too, so our timing was
Slightly
off.
delayed. You got there an hour early.
45 minutes. 45 minutes. Anyway, we got there a little bit later than we had originally planned for.
Oh yeah. So Dad, he's got the stopwatch ticking away.
I got the thing.
Got to
I'm
get
like,
the
come
seats.
on,
Got to
come
get in
on,
there.
come
Someone's
on.
going to steal them. We're going to
Yeah.
miss all the good
That's-
previews.
We got to see the previews.
I need my advertisement for Pepsi and Reese's. Though, like,
Yeah,
that's
those-
got to,
those are
put it on the list.
Those are the ones. But yeah, so we got the food, went up, got our snacks, and then we went into the movie theater, and it was really it was cool. It was cool to be back. It was nice to be in the movie atmosphere and the large screen stuff. So everything
Feel
else,
that speaker system pushing that much air, like boom, boom.
yeah, Dolby surround.
What do they do? That you're like, am I being radiated right now?
Right,
What is going on?
Yeah, but it was good. The movie was good. I'm not going to do any spoilers or anything because I know that I've been getting messages. A lot of people are asking me, "How was it? How was it?"
But
And I
like on a scale of like, granted, this is like the first movie back in the theater in a long time, but like, can we recommend, or is it just like, meh, if you got the time, you can go?
So like on a scale from 0 to 007? No, it was it was I'm gonna say
From edge of your seat to popcorn. That's kind of our scale, I think.
yeah, I'm gonna say I'm gonna give it an 8. I'm gonna give it a like a high 8. I can't go 10.
No, I mean a Bond movie. Come on, like
Yeah.
everyone knows what's going to happen in the Bond.
Definitely entertaining,
more or less.
Definitely entertaining, and 2 hours and 43 minutes. They got movies that
I mean, that's the thing with Bond movies. The budgets and the production value are so high.
Yeah.
That it's just like you can just go in there with a pad and paper and be like, okay, now that I can travel again, I have 1 and 2 and 3, 4 destinations to go to. Thank you.
Exactly. No, it was good. I mean, entertaining and stuff. My legs, my legs started cramping a little bit, like towards 2.5 hours. And I think that it was probably a lot of the candy kicking in too.
So you went Godis.
Oh yeah,
Lord de Godis.
Yeah, I went like Bilar and Zoo is one. I like Zoo, but typically I don't eat that much sugar. I had this problem back in the States.
Yeah, your body is like seizing up, being like, bro, you ain't that young no more. I'm sorry. That's too much pure sugar.
Yeah, and I was sitting there concentrating on the movies, but the lower half of my body was like rearing to go someplace else.
Give me legs.
I was trying to stretch out without kicking the people in front of me.
Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah, but it was it was good. It was entertaining and recommended. It was recommended, and it's going to be interesting to see where, if anywhere, the whole James Bond thing goes after this. So,
no spoilers.
No,
but I mean, when you sent me the picture, it was just like, yes, we haven't been in a movie theater because of COVID and all that, but I haven't been in a real movie theater since Dylan was born. And we're still not up to the point that I can sit through at home with Disney Plus.
Right.
I can't sit through the whole movie. He's up, moving around. Halfway through.
Yeah.
It used to be the first 5 minutes. He was just like, all right, I need a commercial break. I need a new episode. I need something. I need a different flavor. Yeah. Now we're making it a little bit better. We're doing a little bit better, but it's still just like, okay, I got to go play with my cars right now. I'm like, no, Dylan, come back, watch the movie. He's like, no, Dad, help me build this Lego thing. I'm like, no, let me explain to you the situation. It's October. It's dark outside at 2:00 in the afternoon because it's trying to rain.
Right.
And I'm exhausted. We're watching this movie. If you want help, you bring the train track, the Legos up on the couch. Yeah. Wait a minute. Don't bring the Legos up on the couch. That's a bad idea. But yeah, to be able to go have a night and sit at the movie theater, that's just
yeah,
chef's kiss,
Hey, I got a little thing that kind of ties into this whole movie theme and kind of wraps up my trip. Because last we spoke, I was over there and I was getting ready to make the big pond leap to this side.
Yes.
Which everything went fine. It was a good trip over. I didn't have to get any tests.
I mean, you're not missing any limbs right now, so yeah.
No. So it was good. I'm beardless because the face mask finally, after like 11 hours I was like, there was like things happening under, So
yes, I hear you. I hear you on that.
So I barely got through the door at home and I was like, I'm like,
get it all off. I feel airport grime. Exfoliate me.
But of course I watched movies. I don't sleep on airplanes. So I watched movies. I watched movies on the airplane, but this time was a little different because I became very impatient with movies. So I was like going through movies and then I would put a movie on and I'd watch for like 3 minutes and I was like, nah. And then I would back up and I'd go and I'd find another movie. And I don't remember doing that before. I used to be able to put on a movie and watch the whole thing. But now I think I started like 3 or 4 movies before I found something that I wanted to watch.
See, I think that's like my next stage of evolution is to where you are now, because when I'm like, there's certain movies you have to leave for the airplane because it's like, I'm not going to go spend money on it in the movie theater. I can tell by the trailers already. And then it's like, I'm not going to waste 2 hours of my night of Netflix to put this thing on. I'm going to use it. I'm going to watch it when I'm supposed to be sleeping on an airplane, right?
Sure.
In the middle of the night crossing who knows what ocean.
Right.
So we always have these movies on the airplanes, or like when you just put something on maybe there's something you think is Netflix worthy, but then you put it on and like within 20 minutes,
right?
You like, at least I can tell somebody has changed the editor or the producer or the director like halfway through like the movie. And you're just like, oh man, it's one of these. But then I'm still like, where you now are like, okay, shut it off. I'm moving on to the next one. I'm like, man, I've already invested 20 minutes of my time. It can't get worse than that juxtaposition, that weird gaping hole in the plot. Right. And then of course you're setting yourself up for 3 or 4 more of those where you're just like, what is going on? We live in a society.
Yeah. But I was having some problems finding the movie that I wanted to commit to. And then remember, we had talked about how airplane travel used to be. There was a time when airplanes only showed a movie on the airplane. And that movie was like 8 rows away from you and on a tiny screen, so you had to squint to see it. Yeah, they were like shown on the wall. There was like a little wall screen. It wasn't like individual, so depending upon how far back you were. Or it
came down from the overhead compartment.
Exactly. Sometimes they would have 2 movies, and they would vary them by section of the airplane. So if it was something that you really wanted to see and it wasn't playing in your section, then you would have to try and like ask the flight attendant if you could move.
Or like do that like old school negotiation, be like, hey, my family's back here. You mind if like we switch seats?
Yeah. My grandmother's in this movie. Would you mind if I?
And then you always inevitably like come face to face with the guy that's like, my seat is 24B. Yeah, I know that, but you have a middle seat anyway. Mine's an aisle a little further back. No, my ticket says 24B.
Yeah, it's right here on my ticket. It's ink.
It's like ink, ripping off the tag of the mattress. I just can't do that. I cannot change my seat.
Yeah.
It's like, oh God, okay.
So, watching movies on this flight, I had a super kind of weird experience, and it was putting on a movie and watching. I thought I'd go in for this like classic English type of movie. I think it was.
Okay, there's your problem right there.
But I'm thinking, okay, that's cool. I'm down for that. I'm gonna go into like one of these, movies with the older twist. Everybody in my section had gone to sleep, so my headrest is the only one that still has a movie playing. So my headrest was like unavoidable. It was the only thing lit up in the whole cabin. The movie that I chose to watch had this extremely graphic sex scene in it.
Yes.
I mean, to the point where like I started blushing. And
on a plane.
Yeah.
This is the best.
Yeah. And had the rest of the lighting been on and everybody been watching movies, then like the chances of somebody, catching a peek at what you're watching, but mine was the only movie playing. And this scene pops up on here, and I went a little bit lower in my seat. I started looking around just to see, and then I had to switch to another movie. I think I put on like a kid's show.
Oh, you pulled the trigger.
Oh yeah, I had to put on like a kid's show or something, because I was thinking, if the flight attendant comes
walking, the dirty thoughts.
Oh, hey, if the flight attendant comes walking by and sees me snacking on the Pringles I brought, watching whatever this movie was.
So yeah, it's like, let me get this right. You're into old English cinema that has raunchy sex scenes in it. Okay.
Hey, I thought it was
next time you push that button, there's going to be a delay.
I thought it was a safe bet. I'm sitting there going, well, maybe it's something that'll relax me enough that I can actually fall asleep. No.
See, because that is the worry, because I tend to sit on the aisle, so like you can kind of stretch your leg out when the people aren't going up and down with the cocktail snacks cart and all that stuff.
Right.
But then I get to see a straight shot down like the whole aisle of what everyone's watching. And if something catches my eye in the middle of the night after I've watched the first movie, then I'm like, okay, that thing's caught my attention long enough that I need to watch it myself. And spend another 2 hours watching
movies that I should be sleeping. But I have seen on several occasions that person who's it like up pops like if they turn that camera angle like a quarter of an inch, it's no longer rated R. Hey, it's gone up.
Hey, this
and they're just like, you can see like the tension in the shoulders go up of just like, how many people are watching this right now? And then like, what do? Do you like turn it off and be like, oh no, I'm a prude? Or like, do you just let it ride and be like, woo, baby?
Yeah. No, that was the debate, when I was sitting there, because I was like, man, should I shut this off? Or by shutting this movie off, am I like,
Well, I mean, you're half Swedish, so people shouldn't be looking in your windows anyway, right?
Oh, man. Hey. But as soon as I backed out of the movie, I went into like the settings, and I'm sitting there going, hey, I'm going to have to delete like my browser history in like the...
Oh, my God. Yeah, but it takes like 20 minutes just to get there.
Yeah.
Like click. Yeah. No, not that click. This click. God damn it. No, don't play the movie again. No.
That scene in slow motion. No.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that was kind of an interesting. That was an interesting part of my trip. But I did also discover kind of a little cheat thing.
Ooh, life hacks. I like this already.
This is kind of a flight hack. And the only time during the trip, right, that you're allowed to take your mask off is when you're eating.
Oh, yeah. So you savor that little bottle of water.
Hey, a bag of M&Ms could have you maskless for like 45 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
You could
be, yeah.
But that was one of the things that I think towards the end of the flight, they woke everybody up, and then they handed out what they called a vegetarian sandwich, which was 2 pieces of bread with some kind of something in there that was, I don't know, it was like some creamy something. But anyway, it was a very dry sandwich. I didn't know what the mystery spread was.
Wait, hold on. It was a creamy something and it was a dry sandwich?
The bread was dry, and it was like housing this yeah. Hey.
And it sounds like a disaster.
Yeah, and normally I probably would have just said, "Oh, thanks, you can give mine to somebody else." But it was a chance to take my mask off.
Yes, I'll take 2, please.
Hey, so that was I got to pull my mask down for like 10 minutes while I was I needed a second glass of water just to get that
well, that's always the trouble now, because they get so stingy with the water sometimes, and like, we've taken the cart past you already.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, well, when I ordered a Coke, I didn't think you would open the can and pour half of it out and then keep the other half.
Yeah.
Like, just give me the can. It's already tiny.
I think that they started giving out whole bottles. I'm pretty sure that they were. Yeah.
What was it? I think it was the last time we traveled when Renata was pregnant, wherever that was to. She had to be drinking a lot of water all the time. She was constantly thirsty, constantly hydrating, all that stuff.
Right.
And like, she had run through all her bottles of water.
Yeah.
And she like had to go back to like the station in the back of the plane where all the flight attendants hang out. And she was like, I need some more water. Like, you see this belly right now? I need some more water. And they're like, okay, don't tell anyone we gave this to you. But they gave her like the giant, like the 2-liter bottle of water that they pour everyone's like little tiny airplane cups.
Yeah. Yeah. Good luck hiding that.
You didn't get this from me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sure.
There you go.
But it was, I mean, other than the movie and the dry sandwich and the rest of the stuff, it was a good flight. Got to Amsterdam, had plenty of time between flights. Still hadn't slept. When we landed at Arlanda, my bag was one of the first ones off. Which
get out of town!
It hasn't been in like forever since I got my bag.
You had the Arlanda god smiling on you that day. Thor himself came down and said, "I shall smite thee."
Yes. So
he doesn't give Rodney his bag.
Hey, so I'm grooving. I'm like, I got my bag.
Yeah, no worries, man. No. If you get out of that baggage carousel in under 20 minutes at Arlanda,
right,
life is breezy.
And that's what I'm thinking. as I approach as I approach customs. And customs customs at Arlanda is usually a breeze.
There's no one there.
There's nobody there. You just walk right through. You know, it's the left-hand side if you have something to declare.
No one ever goes through.
No, or the right-hand side and you just walk through. Hey, when I got to customs...
They must have scanned and flagged your bag. It was the spam!
Oh, hey, there must have been like 10 or 12 customs agents all spread out across and kind of blocking the little customs area. And this is at the very end of my trip, right? Because everything had gone. I got my bag. Everything was going smooth. And then all of a sudden, it was like a scene out of a Pablo Escobar movie thing, because there were...
Mr. Hiram, you need to come with us.
Hey, I just put my head down and I was like trying to wheel by with my bag, just like I'm trying to go by, and this shorter agent, female, all of a sudden I hear stop, and I was like, so I pretended like I didn't hear her, and I kept on going. And she was like, stop. So she stops me. And I'm sitting there, and there was so much going through my head at that moment. You know, I'm sitting there going, look, I just want to.
Mom, I told you I'm not taking cocaine back with me on the flight.
Exactly. Yeah, or other California, legal entertainment stuff.
True. That's true.
But so she asked me. She was like, "Where are you coming from?" And I'm like, California.
Today or this week?
Yeah. I'm like, California, USA. And she's like, what were you doing there? And I was so tired, and I was on the verge. I was so close to just saying, it's none of your business.
Oh, don't do that.
And then all of a sudden, I start thinking about all the stuff in my bag. Not that there's anything illegal in my bag, but I'm thinking, did I put...
Well, they probably could have thought the can of Spam was a bomb.
Hey, but I mean, I had enough NyQuil and and other, the rest of the stuff that I was bringing back. And once you start adding, I just didn't want to go through all that. But I told her, I was like, I was visiting my mom, and I answered in Swedish, and she was like, "Oh, you speak Swedish?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah." And she was like, "Okay, you can go." So
wow,
yeah. So I got by there, but as sleepy as I was, I haven't been that awake in probably 3 months. I mean,
several muscles around your body clenched up real tight. Yes.
But that was
Thank God you weren't flying in from Colombia. Then you would have had a problem.
Hey, I was looking around and they weren't stopping anybody else.
That's so crazy. So crazy.
I was
like I've never seen where they single somebody out before. Like I've been through where everybody getting off the plane has to send their bag through the special customs machine where they're looking for organic material and all that kind of stuff. And I've had in that process, everybody's bag gets opened and all that, traveling to Brazil, and they open up my bag and there's a giant brand new iMac computer in the box that we're taking down to a relative, possibly, that they paid for. But they could have nailed us with customs charges. And what does he pull out? Tostitos cheese dip sauce. Okay. What is this? You can't bring this in. I'm like, it's salsa con queso.
Yeah. It's
it's cheese dip. Okay. You can throw it away if you want to. Quit looking through the bag.
Yeah. Or take it home. It's really good. It's like, oh man. Yeah. So that was quite the finish to that little adventure.
I mean, that just plays right into the James Bond thing, international man of mystery.
That was me, the Hawaiian Swedish guy.
You with the bag. Stop right there.
And the tan.
Reach for the sky.
See, I shouldn't have spent that extra day at the pool. That probably would have saved me.
Well, hey, before we go, to get that Hawaiian blood working a little more, I do have a listener submitted question for you from Cindy in Virginia.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
I need you to translate something for me from Hawaiian to normal American English. And the word is okole, which, if
Okay.
I'm remembering correctly, is spelled Okole.
Yes, yes. I'll give it to you in Swedish first. And
Oh, great.
and
That'll help.
yeah, and that'll be rumpa. Rumpa. So okole is like the tail end or your butt. So okole is typically your butt. But it could also it could also be the end of like a loaf of bread. Or it's just like you talk about
It's versatile.
you talk about like the okole end of something. The end, like that part.
Okay, so tail end.
Yeah,
So
the tail
it's
end.
it kind of has a little flex zone between, going a little more PG-13 or just, PG.
Definitely, definitely. I think that's it. I think that's it. Hey, let me wait. I got one more thing before we go. I got to just say thank you to my friend Kwame for the barbecue that he had, and I got to give Kwame props for having barbecue when I was there back in the bay. So
No okole right there.
no, it was all good. It was awesome.
All right, everyone, that'll do it for this week's episode. As always, a very special thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to check out our Instagram for more Two Guys, Three Crowns goodness. You can also check out our YouTube channel for some behind-the-scenes action, and check out our merch store on our website. You'll find all sorts of cool stuff. And then catch us back here next week for more Two Guys, Three Crowns.